A mistrial declared just a day and a half into the trial of a mother accused of starving her child, Kinsley Welty, to death. Rich Nye has been covering this case for years and was in the courtroom about 2 hours ago when the judge made the decision.
And he joins us now live after speaking with Kinsley's grandfather about these developments in the courtroom today. Rich, this is a big blow.
And Marie and Felicia, this trial is over because of juror misconduct. This afternoon, the defense asked for a mistrial and the judge granted that request. So Tony McClure's murder trial will have to start all over again. We came back from the lunch break today about 1:15 and the judge called each juror to the bench and interviewed them individually with the attorneys. There was an issue about a juror learning information about the case outside the courtroom and then discussing that with other jurors. One juror was dismissed, but then the defense argued that still other jurors had failed to follow instructions. The state had no strong counter argument, and so Judge James Snyder granted the mistrial. Now, just yesterday, everyone in the courtroom had to sit through some terribly disturbing autopsy photos where Kinsley's body was literally just skin and bones. And now that will have to be repeated in front of family. How hard was that?
The hardest thing I ever done in my life. I don't know. But I think if Kinsley lived it, and the jurors got to see it, everybody else that's been involved has to see it, I can take it. You know, I feel for every one of them people.
The judge rescheduled the trial for August 24th with jury selection the previous week. Prosecutor Ryan Mears issued a statement this afternoon. He says it is profoundly disappointing that this trial has ended in a mistrial because of inappropriate communications between a juror and a witness. This outcome derails months of preparation by the parties and delays justice for Kinsley and her loved ones. We remain committed to presenting this case again and securing the justice she deserves. And the sentence that Ryan Mears is seeking is life without parole if he can get a murder conviction. Now, Ryan Smith, the boyfriend of McClure, and McClure's mother, Tammy Halsey, have both already taken plea agreements in this case that include 20-year prison sentences, and they must testify against McClure. But now that's not going to happen for another 2 months.
All right, Rich Nye reporting. Thank you so much. On to another case we've been following. The suspected hit-and-run driver accused of killing a woman as she walked to work on Mother's Day made his first court appearance today. 24-year-old Jalen Donahue is charged with leaving the scene of an accident resulting in death and reckless homicide. The judge set his bail at $20,000 cash with home detention. A jury trial is scheduled for September. Police believe Donahue crossed a double line and drove around another car, hitting 58-year-old Annie Torres around 2:15 in the morning on May 10th. Her body was found by family in the tree line along German Church Road just north of 42nd Street 36 hours later.
Tonight, firefighters are trying to figure out what sparked a blaze that damaged 12 apartments today. It started around 12:30 this afternoon at this complex that's located near 38th Street and Sherman Drive on the northeast side. Firefighters have yet to say how many people were forced out of their apartments at the Villages at Mill Crossing. Fortunately, no injuries are reported.
Tonight, we're hearing from Governor Braun when it comes to concerns surrounding Indiana's economy.
There's a lot of things, and we're talking specifically about that gas tax holiday, as well as some of the issues that the farmers are saying that they're facing right now as it relates to higher property taxes. So the governor making comments today following his appearance at the Livestock Summit that's at the JW Marriott underway in downtown.
He also shared his farming roots during the summit and after, mentioning they need to figure out how to make farmers less dependent on government. But he said he'll still be there to help them through those tough times.
Farming is the toughest job that God created, with weather as your business partner. And you got to work around it and try to diminish those inherent disadvantages. Plus, the amount it costs to put out an acre of corn and soybeans compared to what it used to be just 20 years ago has raised the altitude of financial risk as well.
So we also got a chance to ask the governor about whether the Indiana gas tax holiday will expire at the end of its 30 days. He says while it looks like prices will be dropping without it, he will still look to see if they've come down enough and will make a decision in early July. Ladies?
Thanks, Felicia. Let's take a live look outside today. It is just really a beautiful day, and we have officially deemed it glorious.
I would agree.
Yes, it is 70, it is sunny, and we don't have that humidity, and it is so welcome after all the storms that we've had since June 11th.
June 11th, I think we're up over 50. Up over 50
That's crazy.
tornadoes since June 11th. That hasn't even been 2 weeks.
Right. That's why today
Today
love it
we're
so
taking
much.
it all in.
Yeah, we're planning on grilling out tonight. This is a night to get a seat outside, be on the deck, be
Yes.
on your patio, whatever.
For sure. Low humidity, clear skies, temperatures in the 70s. We're going to be in the 70s through sunset, which, by the way, doesn't happen until 9:17 tonight. So take full advantage because we do have some changes coming, including storm chances returning. We'll take you into Hamilton County where we have sunshine and just a few fair weather clouds. Looks great over Connorsville as well. The skies are so blue on this Tuesday early evening. Temperatures right now in the 70s across the area. In Indianapolis, we have 77. That's also the high for the day. 77 in Muncie, 79 degrees in Columbus. Victory Field, that's a good place to be tonight. It is 7:05 first pitch. Dollar Menu and Bark in the park tonight. We'll be in the 70s for that first pitch and then drop into the 60s perhaps toward the end of the game. 50s overnight, and then we'll climb pretty quickly. Mid 70s at noon tomorrow and high temperatures in the low 80s. Tomorrow will be another dry day. We do look ahead to some storm chances late tomorrow night and Thursday. I'll have that local timeline in a few minutes.